Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Sorry for the late coming. I actually had to do some things before coming. But I'm seriously happy to. I believe today might mark the end of our class in CSS and HTML. I believe so. So by next class, we might be jumping into JavaScript. Of which by the end of this week, I'll be dropping an assignment for HTML and CSS. I think so. By the end of this week. Just that I'm kind of seriously busy. Ah, but all the same, we have signed up for this, and I believe God is going to help us in one way or the other. God is going to help us to complete it, and lives will be blessed through this program. That is the main aim of the program. You should go to the streets, impact knowledge. That is why you can, if you hear the name Techpavers, to actually create pathway for people in tech. So that is the meaning of the name, pathway. That is where it was gotten from. We want to create pathway for people that are coming to tech. At least a starting point. That is the path. Like, we're not telling you the destination, but the paths that we are giving to you can lead you to your destination. I believe God is going to help us. And so let's just go straight to what we have. If you're hearing me, if you're part of the class for today and you're hearing me, please can you just indicate by a comment? By a comment. Please, while I open my code, let me share my screen. So let's jump into what we have. Let me first of all go to the W3 school and open the last um to- Okay. Okay, we have actually gone far. Yeah, this is nice actually. We actually got it. This is nice. Okay. Now let's go to the next part, which is contact us. Let me be sure. Okay. I'll wait for the comments to come in. Like, I hope you're hearing me. Like, let me be sure that okay. Nobody currently. Okay. But notwithstanding, we are going to just continue and see how we conclude on this project. So what is remaining is just the contact us. So the first and foremost thing we do is to create our structure for this. Now, if you look at the structure perfectly, we see that this is standing on its own and this whole stuff on their own. That means it is kind of too deep for a start. So let's look at the contact us. Let me take this out. So we are here. So this is the first div. So we'll get the second div. So now that we have gotten the first div and the second div, we'll just put our H3 here. Okay, so let's put our H3. So H3, they'll copy this and paste it. Sure. So once we have done this, the next we are going to do is this. So this is the next we are going to do. So let's look for a way to differentiate this. To me, I would say this whole stuff together, why this together, or trying to look at it and try to grab the difference. Like I'm trying to picture the difference. Okay, let's say uh this is okay. We'll use this together and use this together and use this whole stuff together, looking at it. So this one will be as a form. So I will create another div inside of here, and I will create another div inside of here. So now inside here we have two divs, one here and one separating these two. So I have one div. Like for me, structuring is the whole stuff. You can some persons take their time to draw it on their book and try to get the map before trying to do anything. Structuring is the whole, like it will reduce the whole stress that you need to go through. So I might not really put DVS since it's just I'll just put my P tag. Looking at it is P tag, or I'll put my H4 tag. Then I'll copy this because it's just like double of putting that there. So just paste this here. So with this now, I have this. So I'll create my H3 again, H3 tag, which is this. Then I'll just paste it here. Then also I'll create my P tag again inside of here. and I'll paste this. And that is all for the content. So let's go to the form. Now the form, okay, let's go to the form. Now the form will have our two divs, one div for the inputs and the other div or button. Let me just write it button. Let me just write it button. Send message. Send message. Then for this, we'll now start writing our input inside of it. So we'll have our input, then we'll have our name. We have our name, and I'll call this name. Some persons not like putting name, I always like because it helps your work, but that's when you're doing functionality, not now. But I just want you guys to know about it. So the next we're going to write is basically name, value. I don't need value because you're not really writing functionality. When we're writing functionality, there is no way you can't do without value. So placeholder. I think this is the last we're going to add name. Placeholder. Yeah. They are going to give it a class. And if you're looking at it, like everything are just kind of the same thing in terms of the input. So and if you look at it very well, you will see that it has required. Please fill in the field. So I'll add my class and I'll add my required. And so we'll add a class called input, but not now. Let's just leave that one for now. I'll okay and type. Type is very, very important. Type. So this type of text, because just text that we want from there. So I'll put here, how many do we have? Two, three, four. Three, four. So I will change this one to number. This will be number. Number. And this one will be dates. Is it date time? Just date. I think just date. Okay, date time. Date time. And then this one is specifically text. Let's leave it as text. And let's change the placeholders. Message as special requirements. Message is it caps lock slash special requirements. Yeah, this is it. Then basically this is just, let me refresh it to see the default aspects. Okay, this is speaking to this date. I think so. Or it's this is not 2022. So it's not picking to this date, it's just a placeholder. I think so. 16/11/2022. 16 slash 11 slash 2020 20. I think this is it. So how many people is the next one? How many people? So I think this is our name, people. Let me use that. Date. I just message. Yeah. So with this now, let's just check our work and see what we have currently. So I think we have something here. Okay, this date and time did not work. It's still looking like inputs. Why? Date and time. Let me use date local. Okay, I think this worked. This worked. So if we use only dates, let's see what it will come up with. Only dates came up like this. Then let's see the time. Let's use the date local. So this is what explain what we want. Yeah, this is what we want. So, or is it that because of this placeholder? Let me remove it and see. No. So let's not waste much of our time. So this is it. And I think this is all we need. We have succeeded in putting all content. We succeeded in putting all content. Okay, Daniel, no problem. But are you hearing me? No problem. But if you're hearing me, please comment back. Thank you, Daniel, for joining. So now let's see this content. So this is content three, class name, content three. These are content three. We might not really need this. Let me just remove this because it will be like an extra. But if you want to still put it, it's still okay. So this will still serve as a block. So title. Let me use that word title. And then let's see content body. I'll name here content body. Content body. So we have our content body. So we have two contents here. Mhm. Description is that word. So description, I will leave this one and since is in this description we have only one H4. I think there is no need for me putting another giving the H for a class. I'll just leave that and jump to this one. And I'll just give this one description and details. So this one I will not add any class for here. So I'll just go straight to the inputs. I'll just put this content form. So I think content form work. So I'll just put this content form inputs. So already I've already given this one's class name inputs. So I'll just put this one now content form button. So I think that is all. Let's start styling. Let's start styling. So let's start with this one, three. So if we go to our class, let's go to the end. I think there's much time today. We might finish early. So I think once we are done with this, it's just that filter and responsiveness, and we are done. I think we are going to do very well today. So I believe you guys have taken your time to do the upper ones. So let's just do this one and we are done for today. And by next class, we will be welcoming ourselves to JavaScript. So I'll just leave this one width of 100%. I'll just cancel this. So as usual, okay. Hi everyone. Good evening. Good evening, David. Good evening, David. Good evening, David. So let me save our work. So I'll comment this. So let's go to this one and let's look for the font weight of this. So we have 36, 54, 400 black. 36 font weight is 400, 400. 36 font size is 36, 36 pixel. Font weight is 400. Font weight, no. Line height, sorry. Line height is 54 pixel. So, and the color is black. The color is black. So let's save it. That is for our content header, content title, which is contact. So, and I believe we have actually done it. So let's close this. So this is it. But I think there's have spacing. Let me just see. Let me just use the kind of spacing I use it all through. Let me just use it here. I think I actually got the spacing here. Yeah, let me just pick what we have been using. Okay, so this is it. So let's see again. Let's look for content to title. Okay, later spacing for Excel. Let's just copy it and paste it. I think this is it. We got it. So now let's see. Next we are going to be looking at now is the spacing between the top, between this and this. So let's start trying our best. So now the spacing will come from this content three. So we have done this. So let's give display flex direction. I don't want it to be horizontal, I want it to be vertical. So I use gap. In gap, let's see which gap are we going to use. You're going to use, let's use let's see, let's try 30 pixel. Let's try 30 pixel. 30 pixel is not still okay. You can see it's not still okay for me. Let's give it 50 pixel. Yeah, I think 50 pixel works. 50 pixel works. And now let's see the 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 body, like the padding top and bottom here also needs to be added. So let's see what we added here. I think that is what we are going to use. Okay, 25. I don't think 25 will work for this one, but let's just try it and see. There is no harm in trying. No, 25 did not work. It's too small. Let's use 40. Let's use 40. No, let's use 60. No, let's use 70. Now, look at it. I'm trying to gauge this. Let's use 100, 90. This is 900. Let's use 90. I think 90 works. No, let's just make it 100. Yeah, I think this will work for us. 100 will work for us. So we have 100. So now let's start arranging orders. So for this now, we have two. So we are going to demarcate it. So I'm just going to copy this flex and gap. Just going to copy it and I'm going to reduce the flex, the gap. So if you look at it, this does not really have much gap. So I'm going to make it 20. So 20 still did not work. I'll just make it 30. 30 work. For me, 30 works. So so let's see. We offer full services. So let's try this one. Let's go to our code and see. So for this now, let's what is this? Okay, guys, sorry. My network went little bit sour. Okay, no problem, Daniel. So let's continue. We're already behind schedule. So this is where we are now, next. So we are going to enter into this now. So let's see. Let's also use the same gap and arrange it. But I think let's look at the code first of all, the UI. So I think this is same thing. So let's just use the same gap for it. I think this is the same thing. And I think this is also the same thing. This. So now let's come to this H4. I think this is it. So since we are done with this, we are going to enter into this now, into this layer. So and that means this H4 is the next. So you're going to use this to do an extensive styling on this, a nested styling on this. So let's do the nested styling, H4. So now let's go and look for the H4. Let's look for the H4 font. And so we have 1523 400. So I'm just going to copy this title. It's almost the same thing. So 1523. 23 15. So I think this is it. So let's look at our own. Yeah, this is it. This is it. So now let's come to this one, which is next. So, but we are going to use this div. There's a div that is wrapping these two. So let's use this div and give it the same separation. So yeah, let's give it the same separation. If you look at it, there's a div wrapping these two. So that is what we're targeting now. So if you look at our code, we see that that separation is coming here. So let's give this one. I think we should reduce this to. We should reduce this to not 30. Let's make it 25. Let's make it 25. So if we look at it carefully, yeah, let's still reduce it to 20. Yeah, I think this works for me. So let's style this 18 27 700. 1827 700 with the color. So we'll do an extensive styling on H3 and look at it carefully. It's an extensive nested styling, sorry. We're going to do here nested. We're going to next with nested styling. So let's make this one H3. So fonts, let's just copy the same thing, but we're going to change a lot. Yeah. So let's see. We have 718.27, and this is the color. Let's just copy it. Let's just copy it and let's change this. Yeah. So now we have 27 18 700, 18 700, 27. Yeah, 27 18 700. Yeah, that is it. So let's see. I think that is it. But I think this has spacing. No, no, it does not have spacing. Does not have letter spacing. So let's see. The next one we're going to be talking about is this one. So it's going also going to be a next test style, but this is going to be for P tag. This is going to be for the P tag. So let's see. Let's check for the P tag. 1523 400 black. So I'm just going to change this to black. 0000060 or 30 will give you a black. So 2315, 400. So I think this is all for this one. So if we check it clearly now, we see that this is coming out already. This is kind of looking the way it should look. Now, the next one we are going to look at now, the next option we are going to take charge of is this aspect of the form. So look at their form, look at the way it is. Let's take this off. Look at the way it's wonderful. So let's go and try and see how to make ours wonderful the way theirs is. So let's see. Let me copy this. Come, let me get my charger. So sorry guys, I actually went to find a way of plugging my charger, so plugging my laptop, sorry. Okay, so let's continue. Sorry for the delay. I hope you guys are not really angry. Sorry. So let's start with this. So let's go for this now. The form, we try to finish the form. We are still in time. So now I think we have to create a demarcation between these two now. So let's still copy the same, but this time we're going to reduce it to 12, 12 or 15. Let's leave it 15. Yeah, the gap, let's leave it 15. So now let's go for this now. We just separated the input and the button. So let's go for this and try to separate the inputs now also. So I will use this, what I will use 12 instead of 15. I will use 12. So let's see our form now. So you can see we're kind of getting it now. So it's kind of coming out the way it's supposed to be. So, but one thing is it once we style one, we style all. So let's style for the inputs. Let's just do a next test styling. Yeah, and let me write dot inputs. Dot inputs. Yeah, that is what I used. I use class name as input. That's why I'm using dot inputs. So now, border, uh, border bottom. Okay, let me just write border none. Border none. Then border bottom, 1 pixel solid. Let's see why I actually wrote border none so I can clear the whole border. Because if I want to just write only border bottom, it's still going to have other borders no matter what. I'm just going to be working on it. So I just have to clear everything and just bring only one. So let's see what is this. So I think this is it, but it's kind of This is kind of more clearer than this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase this beyond what is supposed to be so that I can find the color. So let me take this now and let's look for it. Yeah, I think see works. Yeah, so is it. So let's shift it and just put it. So now let's reduce it back to its normal shape. So if you look at it now, we have it. So what we are going to do now is just going to, if you look at this, we have our padding. So let me pad this one also. Padding. Let's first of all give it font weight. Let me give this font weight. Let me just find the font weight. So 415 23 415 font size 15 pixel font weight 400 font line height 23 pixel, then color is black. If you look at it clearly, it's the same thing. So now, if we go to our code, see that we have succeeded in giving this what we needed. So the next thing is now padding. So let's see this. So let's pad it. Padding 8 pixel up and down. We'll give it 15 pixel, 8 pixel left and right. So I think this is coming out. Let's see. Yep, it came out the way it's supposed to look. So let me see if yeah is it. But I think their own is kind of higher a little bit. So I'll just say uh let's make this 10 and make this 18. So I think this works for me. No, it's kind of bigger. Is it not bigger? Let's remove this. Yeah. So I think this works. Let's move this and this works for me. So this. So if you want to select now, you can just work on this. It's that to work well. So let's see. So that is it. So we got it. So and you can see clearly this. So I think this is it for us. So now let's continue. So this works. So let's continue to the button. This is the way the button is. Let's go to the button. So I'll just pick this since I'm done with it. I'll just pick this. So now, next we're going to do is just to style the button. So the first thing I'm going to always do in styling my button is to find the font. So 2315 400 black, you see the same thing. So I'm just going to copy this and just paste it here. So, and I'm going to give this a width, the button a width. So width of 400 pixel. So that is going to collapse. 400 is too much. Let's give it 200. Let's see. 200 is too much. Let's give it 150. So this is it. And let's try to reduce it now. So I'm going to reduce the padding. This is 10. I'm going to reduce it to basically to, let's say, 8. I'm going to reduce it to 8. Yeah, this works well. So I'm going to remove padding and border and outline from it. So if you click on it, you will see the outline might come out. Okay, okay, this is not okay, this is it. Outline is not coming out. So push up. But I always like to move my outline in case because of browsers. Outline, none. So this is it. So now let's talk about the hover. You can see it now. There is a hover there. So when I hover on this, what comes out is just background color that they added. So it's just the black. For this one, background color is this, I think so. But let's see, let's just figure it out. So it's F1, 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 not this. F1, F1, F1. So then for the hover, so for the hover, it's just going to be black. Hover, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to reduce the black. I'm going to reduce the black. So this is it. Is it black? Okay, sorry. Over. Yeah, that is it. So we got it. So this is it. So if you look at it clearly, we have gotten it and it's looking the way it should. And the website is kind of clean. We tried. So now let's go to the footer. That is the last thing we are going to do. And we are going to use responsiveness and we are done. We have done this footer before, but let's still do it again. So let's still do it again. So I'm just going to create text, p tag, and I'll write powered by. Then inside the p tag, I'll write span. Inside the span, I'll write my a tag. I'll write by tech favors. So href equals to www dot techpaver.com. So I think this works. So if you look at it clearly, it works. So now let's style it. This is going to be class footer. So inside the footer we have p tag and so I can just choose necessary styling to complete it. So I'm just going to take this footer uh, display flex, align item, center, justify content, center. So it's at the middle now, but we just have to add our background color and padding. Let's look at what the background color is here. Let's see. F1, F1, F1. So I'm just going to take this and just put it here. So since that is all, then we are going to give it padding. Padding. Top down, we're going to give it 120 pixel, 120 pixel and 0 pixel. Because already at the middle, there's no need of giving it left and right. And so let me reduce it to 80 pixel. Still much. Let's reduce it to 60 pixel. Then this works. And boom, we are done with the web. Let's just style this one. Footer, p tag, p tag. So let's style this. So 1523 black also. We'll just copy this. 1523 font black. So we're just going to paste this and this is it. So let's tie the span and a tag text decoration none. So I think that is all color. We use color black. So color black, and this is it. We are done with everything concerning this. We are done with everything. So now let's look at it again. Let's see. So is there any kind of difference? I don't think so. We actually tried. We actually tried. So let me see. Okay. We actually tried. So now let's look at the responsiveness and we are done. And you can ask any question concerning HTML and CSS. So you can see it. So on this point now, it's looking okay. It's looking okay. Let's see. Okay, on this point is not looking good. Okay, for here it's looking good. So all I would do on this point is to relieve the padding, release the padding again. So now what we are going to do, we are going to target the part that we want to work on. So let's see, let's collapse this and let's collapse this. So what I want to work on now is this one. All I want to work on now is this one. So now let's see at media query, at media screen and max width, max width. But let's check, let's be sure that we have our, okay, viewport is there. Max width, max width, max width. Where are we actually talking? Which, okay, is okay, yeah. So we'll start from 1184. This way I'm watching. This way I'm watching. You can see it's 1184 pixel. So at this point now, I'm going to go and look for the padding. Let me see. Let me copy this body wrapper. Let me paste it here. And I'm going to take this. That is it. Now that is the one I want to touch. Yeah, that is it. That is what I want to touch. Let's touch it. So let's see. We are going to give this one at this point. We're going to make it 100. So let's see. So it's good now. Yeah, 100 is okay. So at this point, if we continue again, when we get to 920, it's still okay. 920, 977. So when you get to 970, yeah, it's still okay. This point is still okay. This point is still okay. 970, let's see, reduce it. So I'm going to copy this and paste it, and I'll use 970 pixel. Then I'm going to reduce it to what, 50 pixel. So if we use that 970, yeah, this is it now. If we reduce it again, we are going to get this. So at 7, no, not at 7, at 720, we are going to uh, use our flex to reduce, to bring this one to flex. I'll just use flex column for flex wrap and bring it down and wrap it. Is there need for that one? Let's just use, let's just use for this now. This is it. So this is where it is now. So for here, so I'm going to get for this one now. And I'm going to flex it. Let me see what we did actually here first of all. Okay, we use this flex between, space between, and we use this. So currently now I'm going to just take it as flex column. So we are going to use start from 720. So let me copy it again. Let me just paste it here. And I will do my flex column, flex column, flex column, flex direction column. Yeah, so now once we do our flex direction column, so you can see now the only thing we need to do is to increase the what was it called? Increase the width. So we are going to increase the width for each of them. You can also do something like flex column reverse so that the image can go down while the content can be on top. You can see it. But let's just leave it the way it is for now first. We'll come back to that. Let's focus on increasing the. So now I'll look for this. So this is 47. I'm going to go and increase it to 100%. I don't want it to be weight of 100%. Now let's take for the content down. So I'm still going to increase this one to a width of 100%. Width 100%. So let's see it now. You can see. Are you seeing now? Yeah, this is what we want. So let's do the same for. I think for this one, we're going to take the image top and leave the content down. So that's going to be image content, image content. So we're going to do reverse column for this one. So let's go to the content two. We are done with content one. We're done with content one. Let's look for content two. I think content two is still the same thing, but let's just use the name. It's still the same thing. Let me just copy and paste so you see that it's still the same thing. Flex column, yeah. So you can see it's still the same thing. But I want to, okay, let's just finish with it first of all. So with 100%, that's what we're going to add. Let's go and take for the image. So you can see it's working now, but I want us to take the image top. So I'm going to change it to reverse. So the image will not be on top. So it's not going to be image, content, image, content. Or we can make it content, image, whichever one you choose to use. So you can see now we can continue to reduce our content. Let's reduce again. Let's reduce again. Okay, at this point now, let's work on the nav. The nav now needs a hamburger. So I think let's open one of our code and just copy the hamburger. Let's open the third one. Think we added hamburger here. Okay, let's just copy this. Let's see. Okay, hamburger. Okay, this. Let me just copy this. Copy and paste. So this is it. So now let's just add it to. Tinder is going to be the last thing. Then we are done. You can see that our responsiveness is okay. Let's just add it now to our image. So okay, this is not this is the third. So let's add it to our HTML. So this is the menu. I'm going to take this. I'm just going to give this one. Give img source dot slash assets hamburger menu. So I'm going to remove this slash. So that is it. We have added the hamburger. So let me make it properly arranged. And so class hamburger. So now let's go to our nav. Inside our nav, let's actually disable the hamburger. So I'll copy this and I'll go to this place. I want it to be arranged. So I'm going to go here, display. Let me just see it first of all. Let's comment on this. Let's see how it looks. Let's say it looks it's too big for me. So I'm going to just style it now. I'm just going to style it now as the image. I want to style the image. IMG inside the hamburger. So I'm going to give it width 30 pixel, height 30 pixel. So we are done. That is all we need. So I'm going to go back and uncomment this. I'm going to save it and I'm going to take this one as display flex, display none, display none. So with this display none now, you will not be seeing it. So at this 628, I'll bring it in. So I'm just going to take this hamburger I'm taking the hamburger down with the nav item. Think it's nav item and hamburger. So I'm just going to take the two. Let's let's just go down first of all, and let's copy. Let's give for let's type for this. So I have my 620 menu item display none for the hamburger display block display block. Let's see. Okay, pixel. So let's reduce again. Okay, it's working now. So you can see our code is perfect. You can see, let's continue to reduce and see which one will cause issue again. No one is causing issue. Everything is working perfect on its own. So you can see. So what we are going to do for the nav, we are going to use this one at 500, and also for the nav. You can see the nav. Let me show you what the nav. So if we go to the top, let's reduce this padding. Let's reduce the padding. So that will be for 500. So let me just copy this 500 pixel. So we're just going to take this only, take this, and we're going to remove this. So I'm going to, let's go to the top and let's copy this. So for this now, if you look at it clearly, so we'll now take, let's reduce this to 20. Let's see, let's reduce it to 15. And let's take this one. Where is that one? Let's take this one and reduce it also to 15 so that they will be aligned. So if you look at it clearly now, we have what we are looking for. So this is it. So even if you reduce it, it's still okay. And it's still okay. We are done with the responsiveness together with the UI of our last project in HTML and CSS. So congratulations, guys. If you have any questions to ask, you can ask now, or you can send it to me on the chat. Yeah, if you have any questions to ask, you can ask now. Hello, guys. If you have any question, you can ask now. So by our next class, we'll be going straight to JavaScript. So congratulations, guys, for making it this far to this point of the program. You guys will see your assessments coming in. So for now, we're just kind of trying to arrange some things before dropping the assessments. So thank you guys for coming in. If you have any questions to still ask me, you can chat me about any time. And I'm willing to, or you can chat any of the admin. I'll be willing to respond. So thank you and God bless you. Okay, somebody asked a question. I will go and practice more, especially on media query. Okay, that is good. Okay, congratulations to you guys. Congratulations. I'm so happy. So we have two more uh stack to go, which is JavaScript and uh React. So kudos to you guys. So no problem. That would be nice. I will still go and practice more. If you still have any issue on that, you can still ask me or you can still chat me up personally on that. But no problem. I'm so happy, guys, to go this far with you guys. So thank you and good night.